What is up, YouTubelettes? It is PuddlesA1 here, and I am bringing you another narrated Wi-Fi battle. Now today, guys, I got an RU match against Jimmy Nuetricity, I believe is his YouTube name. But we'll talk about that at the end of the team preview. Let's talk about the beginning of it right now. So looking at my opponent's team, he does have a Durant, and then during the battle, I was like, Durant can destroy my entire team if it's rocking Dual Stab and Earthquake, because that can, after a Hone Claws, that can basically one-hit KO every Pokemon on my team, barring Slowking. But he also has an immediate threat in the form of Aerodactyl, just because it has the highest potential to want to set up rocks. So I don't want those on my field, obviously. And then he has three very defensive Pokemon in Lantern, Cryogonal, and the Slowking. And then also that Medicham, I don't know what item it has, so that's also going to prove to be a problem depending on the item. But anyway, guys, here we go. He's going to opt to lead off with the Aerodactyl. I'm going to lead off with my Bouffalant, like I said, because I predict him to lead off with the Aerodactyl, and I want to get his rocks not on my field. So I thought maybe I could outspeed, but that was like, yeah, fat chance. So he goes for the Rock Slide, which is fantastic. I see Life Orb at the end of this turn, well, at the end of the damage stuff. And I know that he doesn't have rocks, and I can take him out with a Stone Edge because he does not have the Focus Sash. So that's great. I'm in an early 6-5 lead, and there are no rocks on my side of the field, and they will most likely not be up there forever. So he goes into his Medicham here. The way he brings it in, I'm guessing that he's just going to want to go right for the high jump kick. I'm going to switch out and go right into my physically defensive Slowking. Now I say physically defensive just because this does a lot of damage. I even resist that. So I'm kind of like, my mind right now is thinking that this thing might be banded of some sort maybe, or something that can boost the power of that. Maybe Fighting Plate or something. I have no idea. Anyway, he goes on to his Cryogonal, probably predicting the Scald, and I don't get the burn, which is nice because now I can Thunder Wave this thing, and I don't see Leftovers, which tells me that he could possibly be Life Orb, but then I see Toxic, so I know that he's not Life Orb. He's most likely Light Clay, seeing as how he doesn't have the Leftovers, and he has Toxic instead. So I'm guessing he's Light Clay. He's going to want to set the Reflect. So I'm going to switch out of there and go into my Bouffalant. He's going to go for the Reflect here, and it turns out he is dual screens with Light Clay. So it's going to turn out to be a kind of a problem, but also at the same time not really. I know he's not going to want to stay in because 1, he's paralyzed, and 2, I did reveal the Stone Edge, so I'm going to go for the sub and the switch out as he brings in this Durant. Now I'm thinking I can go ahead and get some nice neutral damage off with the Earthquake and the Stone Edge, and because they both have the same base power and they're both neutral against Durant, but he goes for the Hone Claws as I go for the Earthquake, and I was like, oh balls, I forgot he had Reflect up. So I'm kind of not doing the best right now because he is at +1 attack, and he does have that Stab Iron Head, which will easily take out my sub. I do go for the Stone Edge trying to get a crit, but he gets a crit. I miss the Stone Edge, which it doesn't really matter, but you know, it's just, hey, that's unfortunate. So I'm actually just going to leave in my Bouffalant here just because I don't have anything I want to switch into to take an Iron Head, and then I don't want anything to take an X-Scissor or whatever his 4th move is if I have to switch out again. So I just leave my Bouffalant here so I can get a nice switch into my Nidoqueen, and he actually switches out here. I'm not sure if he thought maybe I was Scarfed or if he doesn't have the Earthquake, but I just go straight out for the Fire Blast as he brings in the Slowking, and it doesn't do anything to the Slowking, and I'm just going to want to switch out here because I don't want to take a Scald, but I know exactly who wants to take a Scald, and that's going to be my own Slowking. So what we're going to have here is some nice Slowking on Slowking action. The only problem is mine is poison. Mine's got that STD. You know, that's really bad for this Slowking, so this Slowking's not going to want to come in physical contact with me, so he's going to opt to switch out right here, and he's actually going to go out into, I believe, his Lantern, predicting me to go for the Thunder Wave. As I do in fact go for the Thunder Wave. He makes a good play there. I was really excited to see that. So after seeing the Durant, I was like, maybe he's just going to be an offensive player, but now seeing that he goes for the Lantern switch, and I'm kind of thinking that he knows what he's doing. So I'm going to actually just leave in my Slowking here, trying to get a burn with my Scald, as I do actually get it first turn, which is really nice, because that's the only status I can have on this Lantern that'll actually do some damage. But as you'll see on this turn, that I sped this up a lot because it's really stally, but he does go for the Heal Bell, curing himself of burning his Cryogonal of Paralysis. So I just go for the Psychic, trying to get some damage off, and now I just want to get a burn on this thing. So I'm going to keep going for Scald as he goes for Scald. I'm not sure if he doesn't pack an Electric type attack, or if he's really just getting himself worried that I'm going to switch into my Manectric and get a boost, but I don't do that. I just actually fought her off my Slowking. It actually takes quite some time because freaking Toxic takes forever to kill me, and luckily it takes me out here, and I can just go right out into my Nidoqueen. I'm not gonna overpredict here. The switch out into Cryogonal is really obvious, but I'm just gonna go for the Earth Power on the off chance that he stays in. He does in fact go out in the Cryogonal. I don't know if this thing's gonna outspeed me, but I'm gonna go for the Fire Blast anyway as he decides to go into his Slowking. Oh, excuse me. Wow, I burped. That's really unprofessional, guys. I apologize. As he decides to go into his Slowking, this does not do as much as I was hoping, but now I'm actually going to switch out here thinking that I don't know. I just thought maybe he'd go for Scald or something. I did get a +1 from the Thunder Wave, though. That's pretty awesome. Now I'm actually at +2 because I do have the choice specs, but I don't want to keep my choice specs. I'm actually going to switch it out, go for the switcheroo as he switches out, goes into his Cryogonal, which is really awesome. I take his Light Clay away, so A, if he wants to set up screens, they're only going to be up for 5 turns, and B, now he has to lock himself into a move. But I do have the +1 overheat, and that's easily going to take this guy out. Unfortunately for me, I will be at -1, and it's not the biggest deal, but it is kind of like, no, I'm not going to be doing so much. But he goes into his Metacham, and I was like, this is awesome because I can go for Switcheroo, take away whatever item he has, and he does outspeed me, so I'm thinking that he's Scarfed, and I flinch. I live the hit, and it... Oh, I was so angry. I was so angry. Like, I was legitimately raging. Like, I've never done it before, but this battle just made me do it. He goes for the Zen Headbutt and misses. So, I guess that's revenge hacks, I guess. I'm going to go for the Flying Gem boosted acrobatics. The fact that he outspeeds me just confirms that he's Scarfed, and I'm going to be able to easily take that out with an overkill because of the acrobatics. And he's going to go onto his Durant here. I do not want to take an Iron Head because I know for a fact I can't one-shot this thing. So I'm actually going to switch out into my Nidoqueen. I debated staying in, predicting him to predict the switch out, but he doesn't do that. I'm just going to go for the Fire Blast on this turn as he switches out and goes back into his Slowking. I'm not entirely sure why he's not going for Earthquake or another Iron Head because he would have taken me out, but I go for a Thunderbolt here. I don't even do half to this thing, and at this point I'm thinking that this thing is probably specially defensive just because of how well it's taking my special attacking hits because I'm Sheer Force, Life Orb, all that good stuff, and he's going to take me out with the Scald. That's not the biggest deal. I'm just going to go out into my Gallade, and now I only have my Gallade and my Archeops left, but they are both very, very offensive. I'm going to go for the Night Slash and barely miss out on the KO as he's going to go for the Psyshock. I really wish I would have taken that thing out because that would have been a big pain. I wouldn't have lost about half of my HP and whatnot, so I don't know if he's going to switch out, and I know I can take him out with a Drain Punch, so I'm just going to go for it. He actually switches in his Durant, which is pretty awesome for me, because as you can see, I do over half with that Drain Punch, so I'm thinking after leftovers, depending on damage variations, I can take it out with a second Drain Punch. So he goes for the Hone Claws. In my personal opinion, I feel like that is very cocky, because had I taken him out with this, it would have been an easy GG right there, because he wouldn't have been able to do really anything because all he has left is his Lantern and the Slowking. So he does take me out with this X-User as I barely again miss out on the KO with that Drain Punch. And he's at a decent range of HP to the point where I'm pretty sure he might actually be able to take an Acrobatics. I'm not entirely sure, but I'm thinking that he might be able to just because his defense is ridiculous. So I go for the Acrobatics. I kill off this Slowking, which is great. He's actually going to go out into his Lantern because all he has left is this Lantern and that other guy. I'm going to go for the Acrobatics like an idiot because I forgot that Electric resists flying, and I was so angry after I saw it not very effective. I was like, oh my god, I should have went for Stone Edge, because on this turn you'll see that Stone Edge from this range of HP brings it down to about like mid-red, and had I gone for it when he was at about half, I would have definitely taken it out. So I'm really upset by that. One misplay cost me the game, but hey, that's the game. It was still fun. Thanks, Jimmy Nuetricity. I'm pretty sure he has a YouTube channel, and if he does, no, I know he does. You guys can go ahead and click from the Aerodactyl all the way to the Metacham. You guys can go check him out, like his stuff, favorite it, do whatever you want. Subscribe to him if you want to. You guys can go ahead and click the Gallade to see my last video. Click the Booflon to see my next one when I upload it. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Tumblr. Add me on Skype. PuddlesA1 is the name throughout all that. You guys, thank you for watching. I hope you guys had a nice Valentine's Day yesterday, and I hope you guys weren't too lonely. That's about it, guys. Peace, love, and later, Gators.